Cryx here to play MiniWarGaming's Warmachine League Battle Reports.
Hey there, MiniWarGamers. Owen here for MiniWarGaming with Dave to play another game in our Warmachine League. 35 points of Cryx up against Trolls, and I'm bringing new stuff-ish. Mostly new stuff.
New stuff?
Yeah.
I haven't seen you play any of these things, except maybe the pistol ray. Oh.
Spoiler alert, you're going to find out in 30 seconds. Anyway, show you the board, show you the armies, and we'll get started. Here we've got my 35 points of Cryx. Right up in the edge here, we've got a Reaper, Deathjack, and then Leviathan. We've got a Warwitch solo, Pistol Wraith, and of course a Night Witch for the Arc Node. And then Wraith Rich eDenegra, seeing as I've never used her before. Got a whole bunch of Trolls. We've got the Totem Hunter, then Janissa, because you always have Janissa in a Troll list. A couple Rune Shapers, which is interesting because I've never seen these used. A couple Scouts, and then we've got Grim with his battle group of a Slag Troll, the Bomber, and an Impaler. Then we've got a couple Whelps just for fun, and then a unit of the Creelstone Bearers with their UA there. And that's 35 points of Trolls, and this is the board we're playing on. So there's 2 zones with an objective in the middle of each zone. So you can control the zone for 1, dominate it for 2, and then you can destroy one of the objectives for 1. Now you can't destroy each objective in the same turn, you can only destroy 1 objective per turn. The game is actually called Process of Elimination. And Trolls have first turn. So first thing, he puts 5 Fury into the stone, and then runs up behind the wall there. Then he's got all of his scouts come running up. Now they gain stealth while they're inside of forests. So of course he's going to run in there and go into the forest. And they also have camouflage, so even if you do get close enough that you can start taking shots at them, they do get the bonus defense. The Impaler runs up and stands next to his caster, runs up with his Slag Troll, as well as the Rune Shapers, who all run up as well. Basically, he moves his entire front line up, which, it's a Warmachine. That's turn 1, everyone runs forward. There goes the Totem Hunter, running up and getting in front of everybody, and in between the Rune Shaper, he's got Janissa, who does not do a Rock Wall on the first turn, which is kind of, it makes sense. You don't really need the Rock Wall the first turn, because usually everyone's too far away to start doing shots anyway. But he moves up a few. He didn't put all of the Whelps onto guys. A few of them are just on the prowl, but they don't really do anything other than make it easier for him to manage Fury. Do Power Booster onto the Lightjack there, who runs up just so I can get a little Arc Node right nearby. I advance up with Warwitch eDenegra, make sure that the Arc Node's within her control. Then arcing through there, marked for death, which will remove their stealth and -2 from their defense. So I boost a hit, I need an 8 to hit, just barely get it, so he does get hit, so they are marked for death, which is an upkeep, which makes them -2 defense, as well as not able to benefit from any abilities like stealth. Advance up with the Leviathan, moving up 5, and then trying to line it up in just such a way. Taking a shot at the front troll there, and he is needing an 8 to hit. Miss, so I buy yet another attack, and I boost a hit again, 8 to hit, miss, and that's all I can do, because I don't have any more focus. Figured I would be able to hit an 8 on 2 boosted hits, but apparently not. Moving up with my pistol rates, going into the woods there. I messed up, I went an inch too far on the one guy. We adjusted back, but unfortunately we didn't get the change there. And then Deathjack just kind of hangs out behind the wall, and he doesn't care what his facing is, because he's got a 360 arc. Troll turn begins once again. The Totem Hunter comes flying into my area there, or my end of the board. And the Rune Shapers all advance, getting into the zone here so that they can start scoring points if I don't go in and contest him. As well, he can line himself up to destroy that. He was going to attack the objective, but then he realized that he can't do it yet because he went first. And you can't do it until the end of second player's second turn, or the beginning of second player's second turn. Not quite in range to take a throw from his Slag Troll at my Reaper, and then his caster moves up behind the wall, casts Snipe on himself. He's going to boost a hit, and he takes a shot, and misses. That was shooting at the Reaper. Takes a boosted shot with Snipe against Deathjack, which unfortunately doesn't hit because Deathjack is behind a wall. Whelp's hanging out behind the wall there in case he needs them to run around somewhere and support his army. And then the Stone Bearers move up, and they of course pop the aura to give the bonus armor. Run charge with the Scouts, trying to get them in so they can start doing something. charging after the Leviathan. Now, I made a mistake, and I thought that the Leviathan was the same as the Reaper, in the sense that they actually had, like, reach and multiple close combat attacks, but, that's not the case. Charging in here, first one he gets to do his range attack, which misses, and then he does his melee attack, which also misses. Assault range attack hits, and it does a bunch of damage to the arc node there, and then his melee attack misses. Next guy attacks, misses with his ranged, misses with his melee, and the next one hits with his range, dice -3, does 3 to 1, boom, and then the last guy's melee misses as well. And they do have gangs, so that's good. Upkeeping marked for death, giving a bunch to him, and then another one to death check, and I should have kept that one, but I made a mistake there. Moving up the Reaper, towing into the zone there, just barely touching it, and taking a shot at the Impaler. Now the Reaper has an ability to drag when he hits somebody. Unfortunately, and I didn't realize this about trolls, they can, after taking damage, drop a whelp. And the way a drag works is that it's technically a push. So if you put a model in front of them, they just get pushed up against that model. So he drops a whelp, it stands directly in front of the troll, and then the guy that I was going to drag doesn't move because he stops as soon as he hits the whelp, which is unfortunate. So now I start taking shots at whelps using a pistol wraith, and I do remember to collect souls this time because they're very good. Boosting and all that is really nice to do. And another soul for that pistol wraith. The other wraith moves up. He hangs out in the bushes, or just before the bushes, with his buddy there, taking a shot at the whelp in the front, which kills it, so he gets a soul. And then he'll take a shot at the other troll there, which he gets his hit, and it's dice -4, and does a bit of damage. I should have boosted it. I'm not sure why I didn't. I think I want to collect up a bunch of souls. That was what I was going for. And of course he gets to drop another whelp. eDenegra charges over at the Totem Hunter. Now I didn't realize that she's only mat 5, but I hit anyway, despite needing a 9. Dice -3, and 1 point of damage. So that happened. And the charge is 3 dice, so it's 4 points of damage. But he has 8 boxes on there, so it's not even close to dead. So I moved Deathjack, who has 3 focus on him, which is colossal overkill. And missed with his first initial. Second initial misses. Face hits, so it's dice damage, and I only roll a 3, so he's still alive from a hit from Deathjack. I buy an attack, which misses. So I buy another attack, which hits, and that kills him. So it took me 2 focus and 3 initials to kill a 2-point solo with a 13-point heavy. But it happens. This guy moved up into the woods. Now, this was the mistake that I made. I thought that he had reach at this point because I had mixed him up with the Reaper. But unfortunately, he does not. And so Dave was willing to let me mulligan where I put him. Taking a swing at the little troll scout there, boosting the hit, which hits. And he's got to make a tough roll, which he passes. So I buy an attack, he has to do a tough roll, which he toughs. So I buy another attack, and he has to make another tough, and he fails at that time. So there we go, killed 1 troll. The War Witch Siren moves into the woods, taking a swing at this guy right here, but instead I use the Seduction special ability that she has, so I can take control of one of his models, move it over, and put it in front of his other guy, and then make an attack with him against the other troll. And unfortunately I miss. And then the little Jack gets the headbutt, which hits and does no damage to the Jack there. Beginning of the troll turn, advances forward with his Impaler, boosting the hit, he gets his crit slam, so it throws the Reaper out of the zone, moving him back 3 inches, and then knocking him down, and then boosting the damage as well. Dice -4, he does 9 points of damage to my 6, 8, 9. There we go. Grim moves up, getting into the zone as well, so at this point he will be dominating the zone. He does his feat and takes a shot at the Pistol Wraith, and now we messed up right here, but we'll explain it at the end. You'll understand why that he didn't have to spend so much fury to kill this one Pistol Wraith. And the Pistol Wraith dies. The Slag Troll then advances up, getting into position. So now the way the Slag Troll works, any non-living model that he attacks, he gets an additional die damage against. So he hits him, and then he's now boosting the damage, so he gets 4 dice damage against my Heavy Jack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points of damage to the Reaper. Hits it with his next one because he is knocked down, boosts the damage at dice -5, and wrecks it. And that's the end of the Reaper. The Rune Bear, or Rune Shapers, all move up, looking at the Leviathan standing there, and they do a little bit of damage, 3 points to his 3. Next guy attacks, which hits and does dice -4, and another 2 points of damage to his 4. And then the last one attacks as well, and unfortunately he misses. Janissa moves up, and she does what Janissa does, and puts a wall between Grim and myself. And then he has his Bomber move up, boosting the hit against the Leviathan, dice -2. He does huge points of damage. 9 points of damage, buys another attack with his other bomb, or he boosts the other attack with his bomb. And then he boosts a hit. And unfortunately he misses, which deviates a little bit and doesn't do any damage. Pops one for the aura once again, so everyone gets the bonus armor. And moves up the stone, so they're right in the middle. Now his feat made it so that all my jacks are -3 speed, which effectively means you can't run and you can't charge, which is a big deal when Deathjack is staring down his beasts and he can't get close enough to actually be able to do anything. Taking free strike from the War Witch as he moves his scouts engaging. He has to make a tough roll, which he does make, so he's tough and laying in the forest right there. Taking a swing at the Leviathan, hits, and then it's dice -7 there. Does a little bit of damage to the 3. Not quite enough to actually break anything on him yet. Once again, swinging at the light jack there. 5 points of damage. He hits with the next guy. The first round was really just lucky for me, but basically it was the end of this jack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They should have killed it in the first round. It was just lucky that he didn't get killed right away. Cryx's turn begins. Deathjack moves up. And then I cast Pursuit onto the Slag Troll. Now I realized immediately after I did this, that it didn't make any sense to even bother doing this, seeing as my feat makes it so that he can't advance anyway. So if he can't advance, the ability to move when he advances is kind of redundant, especially when my caster's basically in the open right now, and I plan on trying to kill him. Warwitch eDenegra moves up. Just had to go closer so that I could hit him with Venom. So I use my feat, so he's -3 defense, and I'm hitting him with a spray, so it ignores his cover. Hits him with the first attack, boosting the damage, so it's dice -7, and it does 3 whole damage to him, which is, it's not a big deal because I can cast this like 4 times. So I cast it again, all I need is a 6 to hit, and I do miss, but that's okay, because I can cast it once again. And once again, 6 to hit, and another miss. And that's all that eDenegra could do. Pistol Wraith takes an aim shot, which hits, and then boosting the damage at dice -5, and I roll pretty good, doing another 5 points of damage, but he does decide to transfer that one, and he gives it to the bomber. There we go, but the Pistol Wraith has another attack, so he shoots him again, which hits, and then it's dice -5, and I roll boxcars, so nice solid 7 points of damage to his caster. So if any of those Venoms had actually hit, I might have been able to kill him, but I do miss with my last attack, or I hit with my last attack because of the feat. Leviathan takes a swing at the scout, which hits, makes him have to do a tough roll, and he fails it. So another one gets killed by this heavy. But really, the Leviathan's primarily a shooting jack, and unfortunately, he hasn't been able to do that much. The War Witch goes in the woods and kills another one of his scouts, and that's all we can do. Troll turn begins. Now remember, everyone within eDenegra's control cannot advance other than to change facing at his -3 defense. But he shoots with his knockdown gun, hitting eDenegra, and then puts snipe onto the Slag Troll. And the Rune Bearers all start attacking the Leviathan, doing 3 more points of damage with the first guy, and the other guy shoots as well, doing another 3 points of damage. Bit by bit, they're going to whittle him down, and they then finally hit him for 6. He has 2 boxes left, and then charges after my Warwitch Siren with the unit of scouts. Now, unfortunately, not all of them had facing on her, so they couldn't all charge. They all had to just move and run and change positions and get all over the place. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter, though, because he does have gang, rather. So long as they're engaging, even if they can't attack, they will get the benefit of +2/+2 thanks to gang. Taking a shot now at the Leviathan with the bomber, boosting the damage at dice -2, and he dies. Splat. He was going to attack the objective and then realized that it didn't matter so long as he can knock Deathjack out of the location here. But he hit him, but he didn't crit, so he didn't get to throw him out of the zone. Slag Troll hits him because eDenegra's knocked down, and because she's not alive, he gets an additional dice damage. Does 8 points of damage with the first attack, buys with his second attack, which hits, boosts the damage, 4 dice damage, -3, and that's it. Good game.
Hey, Owen.
Almost gotcha.
Oh man, it's very close. I've got 7 boxes left.
If I didn't miss with 2 Venoms on 6s, that was basically it.
On 6s, yeah. If you had one of those boosted Venoms.
If any one of them had hit, I could have killed them. But
then yeah, in hindsight, you would have boosted one of them instead of missing on both. But what do you do, right?
Well, the original plan was to cast 1, boost damage, cast 1, boost damage, cast 1, boost damage, because I had enough focus to do it, thanks to the soul. But oh no, I had enough for 2 of them.
Once you missed the second one, you probably should have boosted the third one once you missed the second one.
Yeah,
and then you would have been okay because you had the focus to do it too.
Yep.
But yeah, that was because if you had hit on that one, one more Venom, there's a good chance I was going to be dead.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I knew I was dead. when we started off and when I couldn't drag, which was a big thing that I was planning on.
You would have taken my impale.
And I'm like, oh, well, that's it for me. Because I couldn't contest, and I knew I wouldn't be able to hold the zones. And when this guy turned out to be not nearly as cool as he looked like on paper, I was mixing up what the Leviathan did and what the Reaper did. Like, I was thinking the Leviathan had reach, and the Reaper had range 13. And when I was building my list, I was thinking about how I want to do things, and so I was confusing the two jacks.
I think that's good. Like, well, people were asking for you to play new models, so you're bringing out some new models to play with, and you know you gotta have some learning curve in this. So that's your first game with them, and so you're building up. And Leviathan's actually not that bad. I know he doesn't look good on paper. I guess the challenge with Cryx is that you want to spend all your focus on spells.
Yeah.
But he's power hungry with his rate of fire 3, needing like the three focus. So some casters can work better with him. When the new Journeyman Warcaster comes out for Cryx, that came with a Kickstarter campaign, like people are really excited to play Leviathan with him. So yeah, that was kind of tough. My anti-drag tech, I've never actually gotten to use that before. Not a lot of people play drag models around here, but like, you know, I've talked with a lot of the other troll players on the forums, and we all know, like, it's such a great thing because on damage we spawn a whelp, and on damage you drag, so we spawn our whelp after you've damaged us, and then you drag us into our whelp. Awesome anti-drag tech. And I kind of knew that when I put him out there. I knew that you'd probably go for him. Yeah, that I'd be thwarting you, but I didn't tell you.
No, that's the way it should be done. That's lesson learned, and it won't happen again.
But still, and I know
we messed up this,
One of the other big mistakes, when I was down to just one transfer on Grim was because I totally forgot that with his, I haven't played Grim in a while. Surprisingly, even though I've been playing against you a bunch with your Cryx army, and he's my best anti-Cryx caster, I totally forgot. I hit you. I said I needed a 6 to hit you, but I actually needed a 4 when your guy was in the forest because I forgot that with my goggles I ignore concealment, which I was giving you a concealment bonus.
Yeah, you rolled 2-2-1. Yeah.
And then for my spell, I boosted to hit. It costed 2 to cast and 1 to boost the damage. I spent 4 more fury than I really needed to get rid of that scary ass pistol wraith.
Which I guess in that case you would have not had any problem. I would not have been able to kill
then,
you. Then if you had 4 transfers,
I might have like thrown out a snipe or something. I would have had 2 more transfers on my on that turn of yours. But hey, like that's right. That's
the way it works. Yeah.
Half of this game is all about capitalizing on your opponent's mistakes, and so we both make them. And it's just who's end up coming out in the wash. Unfortunately for me, this time it was.
I didn't realize she was mat 5. Oof.
You only went for the totem.
When I went for the totem, I'm like, I got this. I'm a caster. How much? Whoa.
But then you hit him. So, and one thing I think we did forget too was your Deathjack would have been hitting the Totem Hunter easier because, oh no, she lost Shadowbind on her. That was primed eDenegra that has Shadowbind on her attack.
This one, if she kills someone, she can move a D6, which is sort of what I was banking on. I figured what I would do is I'd come up and I'd kill this guy, and then I'd advance up behind the wall, and then Deathjack was going to go in and try and kill that guy right off the bat. Mm-hmm. And then once he was dead, there wasn't a lot over here that could really deal with him. Like, there's that guy and this guy, and they wouldn't kill him.
It would be tough, yeah. He's got, at armor 19, I don't really have a lot of armor cracking, and I've used my feet at this point too. There's a few spells I have, like I do have one where I can lock Deathjack in place so he can't charge or run. Yeah. But still, he's got a speed 6 move, but I would just stay out of it with my range 8.
Oh, I'm sure, like I said, but that would have been, that was the goal. That was what my plan was when I was doing that. I wasn't just charging because I could. I had a whole scheme in mind about what was going to go on after I killed it, and I didn't recognize how terrible she was. I would not have given the one focus to Deathjack just because I had one left. I would have kept it and been like, yeah. Anyway. So that happened. Leave a comment below. Let me know who's a better Jack caster. Originally, I was going to actually play Epic Asphyxious today, but I haven't used her.
You know, it's nice. You play the troop swarm all the time, so not all the time, but you play with a lot of troops. So it was neat to play against a low model count.
Yeah, well, soon. Next week, the Jacks are coming back. So be ready for that. Anyway, stay tuned, MiniWarGamers. Happy wargaming.